Yeah.
Yeah. Hello everyone. Welcome to Ace with Ease IAS. Today we have with us All India rank 415 Shadab. We'll try to interact with him and know his journey, and especially the changes that he have made throughout his journey. Because as far as my knowledge is concerned, in the very first attempt, he has cleared the prelims and he has cleared the forest cutoff also. And then I think later on you have given other mains, right? So 2023 there was some problem with CSAT, but however, then again further he could come back. So let's interact and try to have a detailed information what changes you can make regarding UPSC in the attempts that you have stopped from. So Shadab, welcome to SVT's IS.
Thank you, sir.
So your first attempt was in 2022, right?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So in the first attempt itself, you could clear prelims, even forest also.
Yes, sir.
So how come that was possible?
Uh, so, firstly, I started preparing when I was in the last year of my graduation.
Okay.
My graduation got completed in 2022 itself. So, I was preparing but I was preparing specifically for prelims. So I had a good grip on static, like the basic books, the standard books that we read, like Lakshmikant for polity and Spectrum for modern history and Nitin Singhania for art and culture, all the NCRTs for geography. So I had a good grip on those standard sources. And at the same time, sir, for current affairs, I had been reading current affairs directly from the website of Vision back then, and I also used to refer to their PT 365 that used to come. And I solved a lot of PYQs. So PYQs form the backbone of my preparation for prelims. So after I was done with my static sources, I used to solve PYQs of that particular area. So I solved at least 45 years PYQs.
You solved 45 years of PYQs
Yes, sir.
in the beginning. So
Yes, sir. In the beginning, sir, I started with I I first tried to solve them topic wise. As in, for example, let's say if I'm reading geography, so if I've read about climate or climatology, so I will go back and see what UPSC has asked in previous years from climatology, and then I'll try to solve those questions for 45 years. And then later, sir, when the exam was near, I used to give a full paper. For example, like I started in 2022, so I used to write like 2020 paper or 2021 paper in more like a UPSC way that I used to set for 2 hours in the morning for GS and then 2 hours in the evening for CSAT, like that.
So this should be a great message to all those who are preparing, because most of the time, what students do is that they tend to do PYQs at the end rather than doing it while preparing each subject itself. Okay, so I think this would be a great message for them. So what stopped you from clearing the very next attempt? That's 2022 you have cleared, and 2023 again prelims you couldn't clear.
Sir, I was able to clear GS cutoff back in 2023, but I could not clear because of CSAT. So what happened in 2022, like since I have a background in engineering, so I thought that CSAT is very doable and I can do it. So for 2022, I just solved maybe 1 or 2 years CSAT paper, like 2020 or 2021, and then I directly went and wrote the paper, and I was able to clear it with a good margin. So I thought that in 2023, maybe I'll be able to do that effectively. But unfortunately, sir, the paper came very difficult for both GS and CSAT. Even the cutoff, it reduced to 75 marks. So that's why I could not qualify because of CSAT.
Because of CSAT, right? So now in the next year, what changes you have made? Because 2024 also you have cleared, 25 prelims also you have cleared. So what changes you have made or what improvements you have made in the next year?
So, firstly, sir, my GS was sorted to some extent. I thought that it was sorted. So I stuck to the strategy that I had made earlier. That was going back to the static sources, minimizing my sources, staying in touch with current and maybe referring to one or two sources for current affairs and relying on PYQs. But for the CSAT, I made a strategy because I think that all the different subjects of UPSC and different papers of UPSC, they demand a different strategy. So I basically made a strategy for CSAT. So in that, what I actually do is I used to solve all the RCs, reading comprehensions, first in the first 45 to 50 minutes. After that, I used to take 5 minutes to fill OMR for RCs. Then I'll take 10 minutes, and in that 10 minutes, I'll first find out that which are the questions that I can do immediately, which are doable questions, easy questions. I'll mark them as one, and then there are certain questions that are doable, but that will take some time, so I'll mark them as two. And then, sir, there were some questions that I'll not attempt because in CSAT I don't have to attempt all the questions. I don't have to get 200 marks. I just need 67 marks. So my strategy was to attempt at least 50 to 52 questions, and I went with this strategy in both 2024 and 2025. And so this helped me clear CSAT with a comfortable margin.
Okay. So, Shadab, this journey is uh, very draining and it consumes a lot of energy. It's very difficult to maintain that motivation on daily basis because today you sit for 10 hours and the very next day you don't feel like studying for the same. So this might have happened to you as well, but what motivated you to sustain this journey, and what you used to do in your daily routine so that you're comfortable in your preparation process?
Um, Sir, firstly, initially I was preparing from home itself, but later, sir, I moved to Jamia Millia Islamia (RCA) that is there.
Okay, RCA,
So
okay.
So I was in the RCA. I still am associated with it. So the peer support that was there, it played a very important role in motivating because when I used to see my peers, they're working very hard, and also RCA has been producing good results. So that also motivated me that I can also make it. I can also do it. If I just put in more efforts, I can also do it. Definitely, sir. There were very low moments where my parents played a very important role in boosting my confidence uh, and helping me go through it. So, yes, sir.
So what you used to do in your daily routine other than studying?
So, sir, on an ordinary day, like when the exam is not near, I used to study for around 8 to 9 hours. And other than that, I used because since I live in Delhi itself, and RCA is in proximity to my place. So I used to visit home. I used to spend time with my family also because that helped me stay connected to my family. And at times, I also used to watch some series, movies. Other than that, so after I had systematically decided this that after every stage of this exam, I used to go on a trip. So after prelims, I went on a trip. Then after mains, I went on a trip, and then after interview, I went on a trip. So that actually helped me rejuvenate and boosted my energy.
Yeah, I feel that small break is very much important because you'll already be exhausted. So to come back with more energy, it's needed. Right. So Shadab, so this is the time for prelims because it's almost 10th of March, right? And we are only just 70 days away. So what would you tell the aspirants, those who are preparing now? Because last year you might have been in the same position, right? So,
Yes.
what was your strategy and what would you suggest to them? Because many students come to me, sir, my mains is not prepared completely. Should I continue my mains preparation and give next attempt, or should I prepare for prelims and then prepare mains later?
Sir, since this is my fourth attempt and I've qualified here, one big mistake that I think that I made was that my mains was not completely prepared in my other attempts. And I gave prelims and then thought that probably in the 3 months time that we have between prelims and the mains, I might be able to get an edge or I might be able to complete my syllabus and stuff. But sir, that is not possible. So I usually say this that if it is if it is your first attempt, or maybe if your mains is not prepared, then do not give prelims because I feel that mains along with your optional, it should be completed. It should be completed well 2 or 3 months before prelims, so that you give at least 3 months to prelims itself. For example, like starting from March till May, you full-fledgedly focus on prelims, but before that, your main should be prepared because this time, what UPSC has done, that UPSC has reduced the the time for mains by 1 month. So earlier we used to have mains in September, but now we have in August. So in those 2.5, 3 months, it becomes very difficult to deal with mains because you have to revise also, you have to make short notes, and then you have to do answer writing as well. So it becomes very difficult.
Okay. So, how did you deal with your mains regarding your preparation in the first, second, and third attempts? Because you might have made lot of changes. So, first year you might have done something, you might have found out there are certain mistakes, and then you might have made some changes to it. And what are those changes which helped you crack your mains?
So, sir, in my first attempt, as I said, that I also made this mistake that my mains was not prepared, but I had a good grip on prelims. I went, gave prelims, and then I thought that in the span of 3 months, I might be able to do mains. Since I had a good command over static and my GS was somewhat sorted, I could get a decent score in GS, but I had my option is anthropology. So when it comes to anthropology, I believe that for anthropology, your syllabus needs to be completed. It has to be on your tips, and you have to, if you want an edge in there, because it is doable. Definitely, it is getting results, but for that, you need to put in efforts in anthropology. So my anthropology was not prepared. That's why I could not make it. But in the next attempt, that was in 2024, uh, I again wrote mains, tried to make certain changes which did not work, and I failed again. But this time, what I did, like I did everything from scratch again. I tried to do, like for example, starting from my paper attempting strategy to the content. I worked on each and every paper. So, for example, sir, in GS1, this time I changed the way I attempted it. So instead of going for like 15 markers first or 10 markers first, I attempted subject wise. So I attempted society's question first, 18, 19, 20, 8, 9, 10. Because I feel that UPSC deliberately puts these questions at the end, 18, 19, 20. So in every year's paper, 18, 19, 20 is society. And in society, you cannot just mug up things and write there. You need to think, you need to analyze. And there you can get an edge. But in history's question, for example, if a question has come on Indus Valley civilization, so most of us know about it. So we can write it even in the paucity of time. So I thought that to get an edge, I'll deal with society's question well. So first that I started with 18, 19, 20, 8, 9, 10. After that, I went to geography. And then at the end, I did history. So in that way, I was comprehensively able to cover my paper. Also, sir, I tried to include scholars in the GS paper as well. So in GS paper also, I wrote about certain scholars. For example, sir, in GS2, in international relations, I mentioned about Suhasini Haidar, either in the introduction or in conclusion or somewhere. Or I also maybe have mentioned a statement by Honorable External Affairs Minister or by C. Raja Mohan. So that also helped me getting an edge.
Okay. So now it's prelims preparation, right? So you just tell the students what strategy they can follow. See, since there are 1,000 ways of clearing this examination and it's mostly subjective, but I feel that since you have given 4 attempts and you have tried lot many things, so you can tell them what have worked, and because this is something you have tried over a period of time, you didn't do it in the first attempt, so you can tell them what changes or what approach they can take so that they can rely on it.
Uh, Sir, as you mentioned, that this exam is very subjective. So even the strategies are also very subjective. So what I think that personally worked for me is firstly this revising static multiple times. That is very important. So I don't have count that how many times I've read Lakshmikant or how many times I've read Spectrum. So when I've done that, I have a good command over the subject. At least even UPSC asks a very factual question, I might be able to solve that. And also that boosts my confidence. So if I'm getting an internal hunch in a particular question, that okay, maybe this could be the answer. So I rely more on that hunch because of the experience that I have gained. Other than that, sir, PYQs, they form the backbone of clearing prelims because PYQs teaches us various things. Firstly, sir, there are certain templates that UPSC usually follows. For example, we know about this elimination one, only two, only three. So these are the templates that UPSC basically follows. We do not have to go for these tricks, but once we start solving these questions, we actually understand a pattern. There, for example, sir, like you, whenever UPSC gives five statements, usually three is the answer. And How I know this is because I have solved 45 years PYQs. In the past 45 years, this has only been once where the answer was 4. Other than that, the answer has already always been 3. So whenever 5 statements are there, 3 statements UPSC give. So I rely on this. Why I rely on this? Because I've experienced this. I have put in hard work in understanding this pattern. So understanding the pattern is also very important. Thirdly, understanding themes of UPSC, what themes that UPSC is actually asking. For example, sir, 21st June, I believe, is the favorite question of UPSC about summer solstice that UPSC asks every alternate year. Other than that, sir, acid rain is also another example where UPSC asks questions every alternate years. So we get to know about this by solving PYQs. And then, sir, there are also a lot of material that is available in the market. So instead of going behind the content that is available in the market, the content overload is there. If we stick to the standard sources that we have, or maybe just one or two sources, and revise them multiple times, that play a very important role. Other than that, sir, what I used to do, if I wanted to check that whether I have a good command over static or not, for that I used to initially I used to solve visions test series that were purely based on these static books, so that I know that where I'm going wrong, where I'm going right. So, and when I used to solve paper, after that I used to analyze that. Not only I used to go in the nitty-gritties of the question, but also I used to see that why I got that question wrong. Was it that I had a like was there was a problem in conceptual clarity, or I did not know about the concept, or I knew about it but I made a silly mistake? So what I actually did, so that actually helped me in understanding that where I'm going wrong, so that in exam I cannot do that. And then, sir, lastly, on the examination day, I went with a warrior mindset. I went with a warrior mindset, keeping all the past trauma, failures, everything at home. I went there, said, I have to give it, I have to give my best, and nobody can take these 2 hours from me. And self
Yeah.
doubt. So even if we mark the right answer, we get in the self doubt. Even if we mark the right answer, we get in the self doubt, and then we think that maybe this is not the right, and we change the answer. So that also plays a very important role. So I went without any self doubt, with a lot of confidence, because I spoke to myself that I have done a lot of hard work. I have solved 45 years PYQs, that to 2 times, and I went there, gave. So this is what I was.
Okay. Uh, so Shadab, like this year anthropology paper was very unconventional. You being from anthropology optional, I just want to ask this thing because many a times, not just now, since 2023, I constantly keep telling most of the aspirants that you need to give an unique perspective and additional point of view, not just same what everybody is providing, because that will add an edge to every answer, and that one mark in every answer will bring the difference for your entire score. This is what I keep telling. And I say that, see, you should definitely read PYQs. You should get a light. It is the guiding light, right? So they are the blueprint for us, what UPSC is going to ask. But at the same time, I always said focus on the syllabus rather than reading the PYQs alone. If there is syllabus, just try to have a view of surroundings of it as well, because the latest developments are happening in the recent days, and UPSC has been asking contemporary questions. So now this was my view, and I used to tell most of the students. And how much did this work for you in the examination? Have you did something of this sort in the examination by providing additional studies? Because I tend to give most many contemporary studies to my students. So did you apply any such thing in the examination or not? So I just want to know your experience in the examination, and is the method of reading toppers notes and PYQs working even today? So most of the people rely on the toppers notes and they just read the PYQs and they go to the exam hall. So is it completely working? So what's your opinion?
Sir, I enrolled in Anthro crash course, Anthro 555 crash course that was there. So, sir, that played a very important role in value addition because I could get unique case studies that I use across papers. So that played an important role. And sir, as you mentioned about that, going with the syllabus is very important because at times, for example, sir, this genetic markers. So genetic markers, UPSC has asked very less questions in the past from that segment of the syllabus. But sir, you specifically mentioned that this year the UPSC can ask a question on genetic markers, and sir, it came. So, sticking to syllabus and contemporary examples are very important. But, sir, at the same time, PYQs are also very important because they tell us, they give us the direction to study. For example, if UPSC is asking, like, if Neanderthal is mentioned in the syllabus, but from PYQs we get to know the dimensions that what all is needed to be covered in that particular segment of the syllabus. So, sir, what I did this time is I relied on a lot of case studies. So I had made a strategy that if a 20 marker question comes and where there is a scope of writing case study, I will write minimum 5 case studies. I have to write. Come what may, I have to write 5 case studies along with the scholars and so that I can get an extra edge. Even in archaeology questions, sir, I like after addressing the entire demand of it, I also mentioned some scholars so that it looks like as if it is not a paper of archaeology, but it is a paper of anthropology and also of any current happening that is or a contemporary development that is taking place in archaeology that I also used to mention. And sir, the and also sir, the case studies that you provided for the genetic for specifically for the physical anthropology, the genetics part, they also sir played an important role because it also gave me a prompt to think that I can also think in this direction. Usually in physical anthropology, maybe we are not writing a lot of case studies, but I feel that it becomes important to write these case studies because it becomes a paper of it is a paper of anthropology. And then, sir, speaking about that paper being unconventional, definitely, sir, paper one was, I would say that it has been one of the most difficult papers in the recent past, this year's. But sir, I feel that if one has comprehensively covered the syllabus and have done systematic answer writing, then in that case, sir, it becomes doable. So in what I did, what my strategy was for paper one, that I focus on choosing the question with where I was very comfortable, which I consider as my forte. So I opted for questions, for example, that include archaeology, and then some in which I can mention about tribes or some contemporary anthropologists. So that were more or less some open-ended questions and the questions that dealt with theories. Because I feel that in anthropology paper, the examiner should actually get the idea that you know the subject, and the examiner gets this idea by seeing that how much grip you have on theories. Because anthropological theories, they are very important. So I deliberately chose such questions. And then, sir, 10 markers, when 10 markers came, so there were some questions that turned out to be a little wayward in specifically in the examination like scenario in 3 hours where you have to do. But I feel that systematic answer writing plays a very important role there as well.
Okay. See, I used to tell in the classes that always UPSC expects some hidden dimension from the question. There is something hidden. So it looks for that aspect. So when you write, you have to bring it in the answer, right? So it doesn't ask you exclusively, like it doesn't put explicitly, but you should understand it and you should bring the dimension, because if somebody is asking something, then some related event has happened in the recent times, and then they are asking this question, and they expect you to bring those things, because if they have asked about cloud burst, so that means there is something that has happened in the recent past. So I told you this aspect. And did you do this in the exam, or you just went with the casual case studies that you have quoted?
Uh, Sir, some questions I did mention about the contemporary events that have happened. As far as I remember, sir, in paper one, there was a question regarding, I think, regarding forensic anthropology. That was facial reconstruction and DNA analysis. I guess something like that. So I had mentioned this, the plane crash that had happened in Gujarat.
Yeah.
So I wrote that specific case study. Recent plane crash that happened in Ahmedabad. So that I also mentioned. I remember that. And in other questions as well, sir, I have done that. For example, when I guess there was a question that UPS that they have asked about how anthropology has developed or how it has become more of a science, something that has been asked regarding that. So in that, sir, I mentioned about that how anthropology is being used in disaster management, how anthropology is being used in environmental conservation. So going from the conventional type of anthropology.
Okay. Yeah. So, Shadab, so how was your overall experience with Anthro Triple Five? So, like, yeah,
Sir, it played a very important role, especially in value addition. And sir, I also spoke to you during mains. I called you and I spoke to you that how I should go about it because an
you're not
open mock.
audible. You're not audible. Can you repeat, please?
Hello, am I
Yeah, yeah,
audible
now
now?
fine. Yeah,
Yes, sir. Maybe sir, there is some issue with my earphones. The
fine, fine.
like
No,
the
no
battery
issue.
is low.
No problem.
Yeah. So, sir, as I said that I spoke to you and we were planning an open mock uh,
Yeah,
back then. But then initially what happened that since I'm in Jamia, so we already had in-house case that in-house test
material.
series there. Yeah. So I relied on that, but still the inputs that you were giving during the crash course that helped a lot. I try to implement. I try to personalize because I feel that this exam gives you a lot of scope to show your creativity, especially mains, where you can show your creativity and get an edge. So I took the advices that you gave, and also sir during the interview. I spoke to you because my interview's date came very early. My interview
Yeah,
was in
December
on the second day
9th,
itself.
right?
9
What?
December, yes.
Yeah, I remember. I remember that December 9th was your date.
Yes, sir. So I spoke to you about that, and then sir, I was very panicking, and then you calmed me down. You said that it'll be fine, you'll do good. So that plays important role, like the motivation that you give.
Yeah, thank you. But I would say that, see, we would have guided many people, right? So it's not just you, but it's the execution that matters a lot because, according to me, I feel that it's not much of intelligence, but it's of the hard work. Because doing the same thing again and again is most important in UPSC. Because new things, it's interesting, everybody will do it. Reading a new book feels like, more inquisitive, you learn more information, new things, but reading the same old Lakshmikant or reading the same material again and again and executing it the way teacher tells you, it's not possible with everyone. I think that is the only difference because, you know, UPSC is making the cutoffs lower day by day, and at the same time, uh, the number of people who are getting the ranks is also varying on day on day basis because you see this year 200 people are those people who have already cleared it.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So that means there is some pattern, and who can identify them is who does hard work. So the pattern is
Definitely.
identified only because they work hard. Because you said you worked on PYQs on 45 years. That's why you are able to tell a pattern that when five statements are asked, mostly three are right. That is what you are trying to say. That's because you have observed. And I would like to tell to the students as well that he is not trying to give you an option that whenever you see five, put an option three. But the thing is that he is trying to tell you that you can identify a pattern, and this comes through the practice.
Definitely, sir.
So I think you'll be an inspiration to all of the students because sustaining the journey for a long period of time and facing, recurring failures over a period of time and being patient. Right? And yesterday we have seen the World Cup as well, right? So Sanju Samson was an example for all of us that being
Definitely.
patient despite being out of the team 11 for long period of time, that comeback matters a lot. And I would say that many people who are very good. See, I have interacted with many good students. I think they have performed well in Anthro as well, but sometimes some papers go wrong. Those are not in our hand. So I think that they should also just hold their nerves and be patient for some more days to see their result, and definitely they'll make it through. And I want you to give some words to those people who could not make it this time because you were in that stage last year and before last year, right? You did not make it then. So what you were going through and what you feel now, I think your words makes a difference to them.
Sir, definitely I was disheartened, and you have all the right to be disheartened. Do not suppress your emotions. If you are disheartened, be disheartened. But at the same time, you need to channelize that energy into something more productive. So, sir, what actually happened that mains results came last year on 9 December, and
Yeah.
I thought that I won't be able to do it. I won't be able to recoup from it. When I could not clear it, I thought that it is the it is the end of the world. I'll never be able to qualify me. But sir, this year on 9 December itself, 2025, I had my interview. So life actually came full circle. So it is just a matter of time. If you are consistent with your efforts, if you are identifying the problems that are there in your journey, if you are working on them proactively, then definitely you will see the light.
Yeah. So thank you for your kind words, Shadab. And I feel proud to have such students, and like we'll continue to do our best for the upcoming students as well. And thanks for giving your time and
Thank you, sir.
helping all the aspirants who are giving this attempt.
Thank you. Thank you so much, sir.
Thank you, Shadab. Yeah, thank you.